Hello and welcome back to FT Business School. As part of its anti-corruption drive, the Chinese government announced a crackdown last September on scholarships for those government officials who were studying on executive MBA programs in China. The impact of this on both the reputation and the finances of Chinese business schools was profound. Zhou Lin is Dean of the Antai School at Shanghai Jiao Tong University, one of those schools affected. Professor Zhou, how badly has this decision by the Chinese government affected schools such as yours?
For us, it somehow stopped the momentum we had a couple of years before when we got ranked by FT. But I would say the student portfolio is certainly different, and now we have more private businessmen, and the mixture is less interesting for us and for the students. But I guess that as we move on, and probably the student number will return.
But this edict was not just for government officials, it was for employees in state-owned enterprises, wasn't it? So businesses that operate in China and presumably want to export as well. So is it, I mean, how are you dealing with that situation? Because that's quite difficult.
Yeah, I mean, in a way that the Chinese government should be more worried about this, because still in many sectors that in many industry, state-owned enterprise dominates this industry. In general, the need to receive more education on development of modern management practice and so on.
Right. So are you seeing them coming on to different types of programs, for example, executive short courses, or a part-time MBA or full-time MBA even? Right.
I mean, you still have state-owned enterprises that ask us to do training program, non-degree program. So these executive education programs are still continuing. That help to provide some management education opportunities for these executives, which are essential for them.
So have you changed your executive MBA program at all in the light of these changes? I mean, both you and the other Chinese business schools, I mean, was there a case to answer here?
Well, there are certain things that we actually change. For example, in the past, we cannot require that all our students will have an overseas module, because some government officials or state-owned enterprise executives cannot travel overseas freely. But now that most of our students now are private businessmen, and they have no trouble going abroad.
So that's a bit of a bonus.
So yes, and we just say, okay, now it's a required module. Yeah. You have to go global.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, this has had some impact on you financially and in China, but isn't one of the problems the message this is sending to the world, and perhaps to business schools outside China, about investing in perhaps campuses or partnerships in the region?
Financially, again, it's affect just one program, EMBA program, but our other programs, our regular MBA program, are still going quite strong. I would say the financial picture for us is not as bad as people might have thought. We're doing okay.
But if you're, for example, a British school or an American school looking at setting up in China, this sends quite a difficult message, doesn't it?
It's not necessarily true, because we have some international partners who are not affected at all, simply because they were not as exposed to the state-owned enterprises, and they're not as exposed to the government officials. So for them, they don't see much change at all. I mean, there are certain partners.
Professor Zhou, thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.
For more on business school news and analysis, go to ft.com/business education.